Hello and welcome to Mike Out the Zombie FX. Today we have the second part of my Vlad the Impaler makeup. It is the Impaled. One of Vlad's victims run through and put on bloody display. So before we begin, I'd love to ask for your help in supporting this channel by clicking the subscribe button, liking, commenting, and even sharing if the mood strikes you. I've implemented a few changes based on commenter feedback, and I am appreciative of any suggestions or thoughts you have to give. And now back to the video. To check out a more comprehensive backstory on Mr. Impaler, make sure to check out my Vlad tutorial. But for now, here's a brief reminder. Vlad is the Romanian prince known for his particular form of savage punishment. The man liked his sharp, pointy objects. In the modern era, he is most famous for being one of Bram Stoker's influences for the incomparable Dracula, who we all still know and love today.
I don't say blah blah blah.
So we all have to give Vlad a little credit for giving us Hotel Transylvania and vagrant gothy teens who hang out in suburban parks at night. Thanks, buddy! And so let's start round 2. As always, I start by using my Urban Decay Prep Spray and then move on to concealer and foundation. I use a basic grocery store concealer in Kim Kardashian foundation. Use what you like and matches your skin tone. I start by outlining my clothes in white. I always start in white so I can easily wipe it off if I mess up. I made a stake with craft board, painted it and added some blood. I used the width of the stake as a guide for the throat makeup, and this isn't the kind of steak you eat. This is the pointy kind that he shoves up your butt. And then just use a Q-tip to blend it out a little bit. And now I'm adding layers of latex onto the areas where the wounds will be, letting each layer dry before adding more. I'm just using my fingertips. So I'm going with a white peasant type shirt for this look. I have to do a few layers of white to get it to look more solid myself. You probably will too, because that's the nature of white. I'm using a very small amount of paint, a teensy-weensy bit of paint, on a semi-dry brush to create shadow on the ruffles and the lip of the shirt. Using a Q-tip to add a tiny bit more and blending it out, because Q-tips are life. And then adding my solid outline with black paint. I didn't particularly love the ruffles on this go, but they get the point across. You understand what they are. And then I used a pair of tweezers that had a sharpish edge on them to tear some burn holes in the latex wounds. I should have definitely used a couple more layers of latex to make the holes more pronounced, so keep that in mind if you want to try something similar to this. Then I'm adding my shirt wrinkles and also a little tear on the sleeve to insinuate a struggle. And make sure to add shading where the ruffles would overlay on the shirt. And now I'm adding shadow where the throat would be pushed out. Now, I know the temptation for making deep throat jokes is just building up by the second, but contain thyself, trolls. Plus, I've heard them all already, and I hate you. And now it's time to get your inner dead kid in gear. For this look, I knew I'd have my head tilted back, so I didn't worry too terribly much about my face makeup. I just did some basic sunken shadows contour and eye bags and paled it up a bit. And then blend like a Connecticut jock in Abercrombie & Fitch. Add those vampire bites. Then just using some shadow, make the lines to create the stretched skin illusion on the neck. Add white highlights to areas that would be raised. Put some highlights around bite wounds and then adding some darker color inside to mimic the depth. And starting with shadows and adding reds, making the skin around the bites and burn wounds look charred and bruised and traumatized. I used a mix of brushes and sponges to get different textures of the colors. And boom, I'm wicked dead, yo. And now adding the blood to the bite wounds. I didn't add any to the neck and shoulder because those were supposed to be more burn-like, and I didn't want them to be openly dripping blood. I wanted the blood on the mouth to be the way I imagined it would spray and leak out when the victim was impaled. So I did a combination of flicking it for some mist-type spatter and adding more that was like oozing from the mouth. I imagined being impaled quite a bit. And then just put the stake in place and you are impaled. All around fun at social gatherings guaranteed. Freak out your friends and family and use as a conversation starter at work. Alright, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget to check out my Vlad video if you want to see the first part of this makeup. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment, all that jazz. You can subscribe to my channel for more fun and or follow me at Facebook or Instagram at MyGalTheZombieFX. Adios muchacho, and remember, there's always a place under my bed, just for you. Don't I know it, Marcy? Don't I know it?